Hi everybody, my name is Amy. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute. I know the last couple of videos I made were when I was on spring break, which was back in March. It is now the end of May, and I'm not making any promises, okay? Yeah, I don't even know. I really want to get back into YouTube again. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. I would love to hit over that. I've absolutely loved the time that I've spent building this channel and making videos for you guys. I kind of just tapered off a little bit and trying to figure out who I was after everything that I went through a couple of years ago. You know, I feel like this year's my year. I've been doing so much better mentally. I'm in such a better headspace, and I really, really, really miss YouTube and making videos for you guys. So yeah, welcome to my channel. This is a channel about mostly cross stitch, but I do diamond paint, I sew, I crochet, I kind of do it all. I'm in the middle of making a quilt that I haven't finished. Been making it for a long time, couple of years, but this year, around the holidays, in 2023, I took it out and I was really kind of starting to try to get back into it to, you know, I finish it in theory. I got really far and then I stopped. I got really busy again. And so it's sitting on my sewing table, which is a mess right now. You can see some of the mess back here because I'm having my daughter organize her playroom, and I'm just trying to figure the things out right now, storage wise. My house isn't the biggest. So I'm just figuring stuff out with all of that, trying to get everything done. But I had a bunch of patterns that I hadn't put away. I was going through my my spare closet, which is actually supposed to be the coat closet. I don't put coats in it. I live in Arizona. We all have like one coat each, handful of sweaters each. I have a ton of sweaters because I like hoodies. But obviously I have my own closet for that, and I don't like them in the front. My kids don't even have coats, to be quite honest. My little one does. My older two don't. So we don't use the coat closet. For me, it's storage. We keep all of our games in there. Anything excess of that goes in the garage. But I have a lot of my cross stitch stuff in there, you know, paper for my printer and stuff like that. So I really needed to organize it because that's one of my summer goals, is to organize my life, my personal life, and really just, you know, declutter and kind of get through, you know, things that I haven't been using this year. Sorry, I'm trying to move the thing closer to me. This year, I have really been going with the motto that if I am not, especially like clothes and things like that, if haven't used it, unless it's a seasonal thing, obviously. If I haven't used it in 6 months, at least one time, then we don't need it. And so, oops, I accidentally took all of these out of the binder. There we go. And we don't need it, especially when it comes to things stored in the garage. So like toys and stuff like that, we have gotten rid of so many things. Except for my younger daughter's things, because she doesn't have her own room, and so I'm saving a lot of her stuff, but that's besides the point. So anyway, I was going through my cross stitch patterns, and I actually have another binder in there that I'm not going to pull out because I've actually already showed you guys that binder. That is my house, my fancy houses, like Victorian houses binder. It's about this big, and it's just filled with all of my mostly Debbie Patrick patterns, but there's a couple of other, I can't remember the designers' names of the other ones that I have, but it's mostly like cottages or Victorian houses. Debbie Patrick did a whole, like, she's got like a San Francisco series and like other things of just awesome old Victorian houses, and I have those all in that binder, and I've showed a video of what that binder looks like. I haven't purchased anything for that, so there's nothing to show in it anyway. But since then, this binder, this is a, hold on, there is a hair. This is a 2-inch binder, and this houses all of my full coverage patterns. 95% of these are not kitted up. So if it's in here, it's about 95% that it's not kitted up. And there's a couple in here that I like had the original, and so I put that in here and made a working copy, and it's still in here. But most of these, I would say maybe that's like one or two. Most of these are Heaven and Earth or like Artisy. So if it's in here, it's not started. Okay. Recently, I've just been like really getting a little bit antsy with some of the patterns that I've been doing. I'm trying to complete more things. I have finished a bunch of stuff. I'm trying to complete all of my small projects to just get them out of the way and clear space on my shelves. Originally, when I started cross stitching, I had this idea that everything that I had intentions of working on within like the next 5 years, that I wanted everything kitted up. What I wasn't thinking, like a pendeja, was that I didn't realize how much space that was going to take. Okay. So what you can't see is off to the side over here on the edge of this couch is I have a little ottoman bin. So you can get them at like Walmart and Target. And it's like a folding ottoman, and it comes folded up like the fabric bins that you can buy for the cube shelves. Except it's like pleather, and the top is like poofy because you can use it as an ottoman. It's quite large. So inside of that, because it's a storage one, is filled with whips. And then I have a basket on top of that, also filled with whips. And then I've showed you guys before my kitted up stash. That hasn't changed too much. I haven't kitted up a whole lot since then. Anything that I've started or anything that I've kitted up since then, I had kitted it up with the intention of starting it right away. So that's what I have now. Like, I don't think I had started my Jack Skellington Christmas piece then. It was kitted up and started right away. I'm working on a Darth Vader right now. Actually, I think I'm not going to move that because I'm going to move you guys. I think that was probably kitted up, but I started it recently, stuff like that. So it really hasn't changed much. So I don't know, maybe I'll do another one of those videos, like an updated, get back into the swing of things type of thing, but who knows. So anyway, what I really wanted to show you guys was this huge, okay, so I have two of these. These are 4-inch binders. This is A through N, you can see here. So the way that I had did it, I had split N up into both binders because this is full, like seriously full. I found another 4-inch binder at my, actually, it might only be 3-inch at my work that I was going to bring home, and I forgot it. It's sitting on my desk because I'm going to have to split this up into 3 binders now. But looking at it now, because it's only 3 inches, I think I might just hold off until I get a 4-inch binder. So I got like one of the more expensive, just like plain white binders, so that they didn't wear down right away with me flipping through them. You know, some of the cheaper binders, they wear right away, like here, and then they tear because they are just made of cardboard. So I want to say these are like almost 15 bucks each because they are so big, but what can you do? So that's 2 binders. And here is the other binder. This is N through Z plus, N through Z plus, and then it's my unnamed pieces. I'll get better labels at some point. I just didn't know how I was gonna section these, and because I kept adding to my stash at the time, it wasn't like something that was going to be preset because I knew I was going to be moving things around, but I'm definitely going to need another binder. So currently my cross stitch stash sits in 4 binders, 2 4-inch binders and 2 2-inch binders. And then I have another binder that is crochet patterns and sewing patterns together, just because I don't have that many of those to begin with. So this is what that looks like. This will be a good thumbnail. All of these things here. So yeah. So what I do, I think I mentioned this in another video, is like right now when I decided to put all of these away, I have been getting a little antsy, like wanting to look at new stuff and all of like the Nashville stuff that comes out every year. And I'm like, I really feel like I want to buy something. Heaven and Earth Designs just had a sale, and what did I do with it? I bought one. Oh, it's over there. Actually, let me just show it to you guys. Hold please. It was on sale. Plus it was a mini. It had already been sitting in my wish list, but because it was the full size, I didn't get it. I knew it would look good as a mini, so I just waited until the mini came out. Then they had the Memorial Day sale this weekend, and I knew right away that I was gonna have to get it. So I got that. I'm just gonna show you guys right now so that I can just put it away right away. Because I really cannot afford to start, not money-wise, my stash is just out of control right now. So I got the mini Atlantis Mermaid, of course, by Hannah Lynn, also known as Hannah Disney originally. So I got that. Isn't she freaking adorable? Okay. So this is a new one. I've even got my stash of page protectors here. So this is going to have to go into a page protector. And then while I was on the area of sales, I have these crochet patterns sitting in my cart. So I got this Spring Kitty. It's kind of like these Hello Kitty type cats. I really wish they had an original pink one, which I might make for my daughter. But these ones have wings. She didn't really seem like she was too into them. So I might not even make them because we actually picked out some Marvel amigurumis. Is that how you say it? That's how I say it. So I have like Hulk, I have Spider-Man, I have Thor, Iron Man, and I think that's it. I don't know if it was 4 or 5 that came in it, but they're really cute. I started the Spider-Man one, and it is coming out so much bigger than I anticipated. So it's making me nervous a little bit. I did it, I want to say, well, I didn't use a recommended yarn or hook. So I think they're supposed to be smaller. So I think I'm going to start over with the recommended yarn and hook. It's just the Walmarts here suck. I really like Red Heart yarn, especially for the amigurumis. And I always got it at Walmart, right? But I always lived in a town where there was only one Walmart. And so they had a nice selection of stuff. These Walmarts around here don't. Most of them are marketplaces, and the super centers are small. They're called super centers, but they only have one entrance. That's how I kind of gauge how big the Walmart is does it have 2 entrances, the marketplace entrance and the grocery entrance and the home entrance, home and pharmacy entrance, or is it just the one main entrance? Most of them have the one entrance. Even my Walmart that has the 2 entrances, at least the one that I like to go to, doesn't have as much selection with the yarn. Every time I go, they're pretty much sold out. And personally, I don't like the Michaels brands of yarn for some reason. I think I'm really just a snob for Red Heart and Bernat, and I cannot find Bernat anywhere. At least not like the basic Bernat yarn. You can get like the blanket one and the chunky one, and I can't remember what the one I used to make blankets is called. I just remember the color is called Pitter Patter. The baby yarn, I think, is what it is. Anyway, so way off topic there. So yeah, I think I'll just order. I used to order off of a place called Knitting Warehouse, and if I'm not mistaken, they've closed down sometime within the past 2 or 3 years, and that was my ~1 place for purchasing yarn for many years. And I have not found a adequate replacement since then. At least it carries the full Red Heart collection the way Knitting Warehouse did. And then I purchased this. So I have a coworker that I worked with this last year. I got to know her last year, and then I got to work with her this school year that just ended. And then they moved her again. So she's been in 3 grades, the 3 years, like going on the 3 years that I've known her. It was 1st, 2nd, and now 4th. They moved her, and she really likes succulents and stuff. And so when I saw this on Etsy, I knew I had to get it. This is by, gosh, I can't even see the Crochet Pink Pumpkin is the name of the designer, and it's called Home Sweet Home. But I'm going to make her like this OG style one. I just don't like these colors on the cacti here. So I think I'm going to make her this. I think this looks so stinking adorable the way they put it in the pot like that. And then even the base, they crocheted like a tan base underneath it to stick it inside the pot. I think this is going to be really cute. And yeah, this is by, in case you guys are wondering, no idea, but look at how cute, like the whole pattern is really well put together. I don't, as a matter of fact, I don't even know if they're allowed to have this because of the Hello Kitty images on there, but also it could be somebody's drawing. There's no name on this whatsoever. I have no clue. It was on Etsy. It comes up right away as Spring Kitty, and then this is the Heaven and Earth. That goes without saying. And my minis, I print out the paper patterns because I'm old school and I still prefer using the paper pattern. So there's that. My daughter printed out a box. I don't know why, but she did. Whoops, there goes my water. But anyway, that's my pattern collection. So I never got to say what I was doing. So when I get antsy and I want to buy things, like today, I bought freaking 3 patterns, okay? Like, what's wrong with me? To be fair, these 2 have been sitting in my Etsy cart for some time, and then of course you can't miss a Heaven and Earth sale. This is the first Heaven and Earth I've bought since I bought Minnie the 10th, which I honestly shouldn't have bought because I have the diamond painting of Minnie the 10th that's already done, so I didn't really need to buy the cross stitch. I just don't know what I was thinking. But when I get antsy, I go through my patterns and I look through them and remember why I bought them. And then like today I saw this and I said, oh my gosh, like why haven't I started this? This is an original, so this is printed. I got this on a D-stash at some point. And so like I'll have to make a working copy of this, but I absolutely love this. It's a little pixelated, which is one of the reasons that like I've not started it. It says original images copyright of Liquid Library, and it's called Desert Canyon. So a bunch of these were free. I do have some free artisty ones. Emerald Lake Canada, and the first one that I showed you, Canada Landscape, those were free. I have the Solar System one by Adrian Chesterman. This, it's a little pixelated too. These were all free, and I'm honestly considering of getting rid of the free ones, just because I don't think that I need them. I don't even know if I have the pattern for this Iron Man one from Creatively Crafting. Those were licensed by Mandy Manzano before she went to Diamond Art Club. I have this really cool Matrix one that I've really been wanting to do. I just haven't. This one I can't remember. Oh, Pixel Stitch. There's a whole group on Facebook. And then, no, Pixel Stitch is the website. I can't remember the lady's name. I don't remember. I have this one too. This was a free one that I got. This is freaking awesome. And then it's funny to see how my tastes have changed over the years as well. Like, I don't care for this so much anymore. I'm going to leave it for now. It's backed up into my drive, you know, and I don't see myself stitching that, especially now that I've realized how much I hate stitching in white. I've got a lot of Anne Stokes. This is one of my favorites, which is Sailor's Ruin. It was originally called Sailor's Demise, and then when they charted it, they put it as Sailor's Ruin. I've got a Pirate's Life for Me. I don't care for this one anymore either. I got a lot of Chris Ortega. He's got some really good ones. A lot of Cairo Marchetti, Dakota Detweiler. These names should not be unfamiliar. Lots of Hannah Lynn. And these are just the ones that I haven't started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of not started ones, and I know I have at least 2 started and kitted. I've got cats reading. I got a bunch of the Irina Garmashova ones. Has a lot of cat ones. Minnie the Mermaid's Max Colors. I love this one. Super dark though, which is what makes me nervous. I got this one by Jeff Haney because he lives in my hometown, and I thought that it was so neat. I actually got to have a conversation with him one day. Just some really awesome stuff. I've got some Josephine Walls, of course, Leonid Afromov, Miles Pinkney, of course, he's in here. This is another one, Escape to the Moon, they had for free. I don't care for this one anymore either. It was just one of those that I got on a whim because it was free, and it's like, maybe I'll, I'll get it. Story Keeps Some Enchanted Evening. This is, oh my gosh, I keep stirring that. This is one that I actually purchased from, I'm actually not going to say the name of the place that I purchased this from, because after some drama went down years ago, I ended up not wanting to support this stitcher anymore, or this person who runs this shop. And so I had bought, what she would do is go to like estate sales. These are all Heaven and Earth. She would go to estate sales and purchase like cross stitch lots. And that Story Keeps Some Enchanted Evening ended up being one of the ones that she had purchased of it partially done. And it was hard to tell in the photos. So it came with the floss, it came with the Aida, and it came with it obviously about halfway stitched. But then when I got it, I realized like the stitches were so close together. The stitches were very uneven and lumpy, because I believe they had did it on like a 20 count. And if you've ever done 2 over 2 on a 20 count, I don't personally enjoy it. I don't know how people do that. I've heard some people say that they've done it on a 22 count. I don't know how, because it's super bulky. You can even see where it starts pushing the stitches and they're no longer even and straight like they should be. And I just wasn't happy with it. That's not why I don't support her anymore. There was like some copyright issues and some attitude issues as well, why I don't support her. So I genuinely don't think I'm going to be finishing that. I still have the floss. However, it's really old. It's probably 20 years old. I don't know. It's a good place to start, but I want to say, no, I'm thinking of Autumn Magic. I believe that's what it's called, because I have the Autumn 1, 2 from Randall Spangler. They're both from Randall Spangler. But this one, this is the one that that had gotten me like, man, I really want to start this, because I had bought this from Unconventional X Stitch, and it is gorgeous. So censor on this one after I already show it to you, but I just love it. And there's so much color blocking in this, which is one of the reasons why I had fallen in love with it so much. I don't even know where the pattern is to this. I'm gonna have to, actually, I'm gonna leave this out so I can check, because I love this artwork so much. So the artist is Echo Chernik. I hope I'm saying that right. It's called Where the Sea Touched, and I'm obsessed with it. I really love the whole like fantasy thing. I'm reading Dune right now after watching the movies. I knew they were books. I don't know. They're hard reads. There's a lot of world building in them, and so I actually started it and then I put it aside, because that, especially the first one, is like this freaking big. It's going to have to be a book where I don't have a lot, where I don't have a lot of stuff going on, because it's very difficult to follow. So then I'm also reading The Court of Frost and Starlight, which is the 4th ACOTAR book. And then it'll be The Court of Silver Flames next. I have all of them here waiting. I have that one. And then after that, I'm going to start the Throne of Glass series, or the Assassin's Blade series. I have a lot of things to do. So I've been learning to kind of just not waste so much mind-numbing time on my phone, because it wastes time when I could be reading a book. I could be cross-stitching. I could be crocheting. I could be doing any number of things. I finished, if I have a picture, I'm going to put it here, a blanket recently. I think I have a finished picture of it. I'm going to put it in. All I need, it's not the crochet parts finished. I'm going to sew a black border on it with a soft blanket in the back, because the back of crochet doesn't look as nice as the front. It doesn't look the same. It's not really a reverse image. It can, but I haven't really taken the time to make my work like that, because when I finish a piece, I always end up sewing something behind it to hide all of that. But anyway, this is one of my original pieces that I had made back when I did Patreon. That's no longer available. I've got Praiseworthy Stitches, lots of Night Spirit Studio. I've even got lots of Nora Corbett's. The 2 that I have in here are already kitted. A lot of the Noras that I've gotten were partially kitted, because what a lot of people do is they buy the Noras with like the bead pack and like the fancy floss pack, and they'll put it together. And so all of those are all in my partially kitted bin. I've got just a lot of stuff in here. I'm honestly considering, there's a few in here that I'm just not really digging anymore that I would consider getting rid of. I've even got some original like Teresa Wentzler's in here. Even though I'm not going to stitch them, I will not get rid of them because they are originals. They're the original like hand-drawn Teresa Wentzler's. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. Hold please. I've got Owl Forest embroidery stuff in here. I got a lot of COVID stuff when stuff was coming out during COVID, and like people were coming out with free things. Stony Creek has some really cool patterns. I've got some Stony Creek stuff. I've got Teresa Kogut. She comes out with some really cool stuff too. So I've got a few of these Teresa Wentzler ones. I want to say these are from, they sold for $4 originally. This one sold for $4 originally. I'm looking for the year real quick. Hold on. Because I know the year is on here. It's not on this one. Also says just cross stitch. It doesn't say. I'm sure we could look it up to see. So yeah, I don't know. So this originally sold for $4. This is the castle. This is one of the ones that can be hard to find. There's another one too. I can't remember what it is. That's also difficult to find. This was my favorite one. But this is the, I'm just going to show you a part of it. Original hand-drawn chart. It's even, I'll take it out, like the leaflet style. I'm just, where it's like the cardstock one, and it's hard to tell in the photo, but all of the symbols are hand drawn. Let me move my face out of the way so it'll focus. There we go. Isn't that crazy? Very crazy. And then I also had the Fantasy Sampler, which for no other reason other than they ended up in my stash by complete, not coincidence, through several lots that I had purchased. If you guys remember, if you're OGs, you remember way back in the day, like 2018, 2019, I used to order lots of cross stitch off of eBay, and I actually ended up with a lot of really good stuff. These were two of the things that I ended up with. This one also, I could have sworn these had years on them. This does not have the years on them. And then this is also where, like, so this is part of the Dreamscape collection, both of these. And then it says complete the collection. There's also this unicorn, which I'm not fond of. I don't really care for that. But it has all of what the collection looks like. It's all these like rocking horse ones. I don't care for any of those. I will not be collecting any of those. But again, this is the hand-drawn design. I don't know if you guys can tell. The hand-drawn. You can see how the ink is uneven. You can see here where it's not like completely straight with the lines. It's just incredible and in amazing condition. So I don't really like, I don't mess with these at all. They stay in the stash. I've seen these go for ridiculous amounts. And I just happened to get them, you know, where they weren't price gouged. And then I've got lots of stuff in here from people that I have no idea where they came from. Stuff I've bought off of Etsy. Etsy shops that are no longer open. This is a really awesome Star Wars one that I didn't even realize I had until today. I don't remember buying it, but it's freaking awesome. I'm like thanking past me for doing that. Stuff like that. This one was going around for a while there. It says coexist. This even, I've seen stickers of this, but this is like all the fandoms. So we've got Star Wars here, Star Trek here. What was this one called? Deep Space 5 or I don't remember what this exact series was called. And then we have a Doctor Who one with Stargate right here, Farscape, and then Firefly right here. So stinking cute. Some magazine clippings, other things from Etsy. I remember talking about how much I wanted this, and somebody sent it to me from a, oh, what's the name of this magazine? Just Cross Stitch, like an old magazine. Freaking awesome, David Tennant. I even have like a bunch of mugshots of them. That's a creator on Instagram who left the Stitching World was giving them for free. So I have all, except for the last couple of Doctors because she stopped making them. I've got these planets. I'm obsessed with my stash, you guys. I'm going to end this video here. I'd really like to show you guys more. If you guys want to see more in depth of what I actually have in here, I can make other videos of my stash. I have also, when a lot of copyright stuff was going around, I went through and cleared 99% of anything that I had that I knew for sure 100% certainty was copyright. Got rid of that. And I have like one or two things that I'm real kind of unsure of that I spent money on and I really, really like. And because I don't really have like the proof that it's copyright, I kept them. But other than that, like I'm really proud of my stash, even though it's very overwhelming. I have this that came out when, you know, it's one of those things, if you know, you know, hate to say that because the whole JLo debacle. Stone Street Stitchworks. I have it as my front cover because I freaking love it. Chessie and Me, Abby, Rose Designs, lots of Barbara Anna because if you're OG, you know I love Barbara Anna. I've started collecting some Bella Filipinas. Now I have 3. And I have Bellatrix partially kitted. I have the originals in here because they're very fancy. They even come with like a gold seal. Working copies put into her kit. I've got Lakapati and Reina Paz. There's so many more that I want to get from her, but they're very pricey. I feel like her aesthetic though is even more high-end than even Nora Corbett, if I must say so. I think just the presentation of it. Some Bendy Stitchy, lots of Blackbird designs, a few Clouds Factory pieces. I think only have 2 patterns from them. I stopped because I was a little frustrated with their customer service and just didn't enjoy working with them. Some Glendon Place, a few of the linen and thread samplers, Lizzie Kate, all of that kind of thing. Autumn Lane Stitchery, of course, can't forget them. I'm resting on my binders. Oh no, they're sitting in my lap, and this is how dull they are. Anyway, guys, this is just a random video saying how much I missed you guys. If you stuck through to this end, awesome. Give me a thumbs up. You don't have to comment. You don't have to subscribe. I just genuinely miss making videos, and I'm hoping this is the start of creating more content for you guys. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.